to Building and Beauty. 4 years ago, we bought ourselves a fixer-upper, and this thing made you feel like you were back in the 80s. People told us we were crazy, but we had a vision and feelings that we just couldn't ignore. Slowly but surely, we have been transforming this house into our dream home. We started by ripping out the carpet and repainting the entire interior of our home, and then we decided to renovate the entire kitchen, which is actually where I discovered my love for DIY. We've made a lot of improvements to our home over the years, and today we get to start one of our biggest projects to date, new flooring. This is a moment we've been dreaming of since we bought this home, and we're so excited to share this huge milestone with you. I shared with you guys not too long ago that I was experiencing some thinning in my hair, especially right around my face, and then I was just having general breakage all over, which is super unlike my hair. So I started doing some research and I came across Kitsch's Rice Water Protein Shampoo and Conditioner Bars, and I have to tell you, I have never seen a product like this before, and after reading more about it, I knew I wanted to try it, and I have to tell you, the benefits have been absolutely amazing. These are formulated with rice water, which helps to repair damaged hair and prevent split ends. These bars also help the regeneration of hair and promote hair growth. They're free from phthalates, parabens, silicones, and sulfates. They're safe for color-treated hair, and they also rebalance overly moisturized hair. These bars have truly transformed my hair care routine. I love how well they lather, and they also have a really nice scent to them. My hair has been feeling so smooth, healthy, and I've already noticed less breakage ever since I started using them. I also got this adorable caddy, which is not only stylish, but also allows the bars to dry nicely and last longer. I also appreciate their commitment to sustainability. These bars eliminate the need for plastic bottles, and 1 bar equals 100 washes. And the best part, these are really affordable, and you can use code Building and Beauty or the link in my description to get 25% off your first order site-wide. They also have a subscription option for an even deeper discount, and Kitsch ships in the US and internationally to over 27 countries. Thank you so much to Kitsch for sponsoring this portion of today's video. So we are starting in the living room of our home. I'm really hoping that we can actually just finish this space today. If you guys caught our last video, we already started with this room. We have a little step down that comes into this room, and so we had to start with the steps first in order to start flooring this room. And the steps are definitely one of the trickier parts of this entire project. Mainly because Mark and I have never done steps before. We have installed this flooring before. We actually have this exact flooring in our garage currently, and we love it so much. We've had it in there for about 2 years. It's been absolutely fabulous. The brand that we are using is called New Age. They have 2 different types of flooring that they offer. Actually, well, they have a couple different types of flooring they offer, but in this brand particular, the LVP that they make is really, really nice quality. LVP stands for luxury vinyl plank. This is just a little sample, a little cut piece that we have left over, but this is the color. It's beautiful, and it just basically clicks and locks together. It's considered a floating floor. I'll teach you guys how we are installing it as we go. I'll give you all the tips and tricks that I have. And of course, we have so much work to do today. I've been waiting for this moment since we moved in. If you guys have been with me for a while, then you know that I painted our concrete floors when we moved in, and they have held up really well, but they definitely have some areas where they have seen some major wear and tear from our dogs. I never painted our floors as an idea in mind that it would be a forever floor for me. It was just a temporary thing that I wanted to do. So I always knew this was what I wanted to end up with in our home. So I've been waiting for this moment forever, it feels like. And I'm excited to get this done. So without further ado, let's do some flooring today. Are you ready to start doing some flooring?
I am, and you were right. We're gonna start here with a full piece.
We're starting in this corner. There is a particular way that you have to lay the flooring. It's supposed to be like you're laying it parallel to your longest wall. Now that kind of gets tricky when you're talking about the interior of your home. Technically, this would be the longest portion of this room. But the longest portion of our house is actually, sorry about this light here, you guys. It's actually this whole entire section. This section spans our whole house. It's the longest part. So when we were trying to figure out which way to lay this flooring, we discovered, hey, that makes the most sense because when you're walking.
Is that how you walk normally?
That's how I walk, like this. No, when you're walking with the floor that way. So it's just something to consider. There's like no rule that I can teach you on which way to lay your flooring.
As long as it fits and clicks.
Right, yeah. But there is a specific way that you have to lay the flooring for your starting point. And so for us, it's going to be this section because of the way the floor clicks in together. So this is the whole thing with construction. You look online, you read the pamphlet and it says how to do it, and then you go into the real world and then it's totally different. So, okay, well, let's do our first piece. Ready? I'm gonna show you guys.
Piece.
Here we go.
Look at this.
Are you ready?
Oh,
okay.
You know what? You need a spacer.
We're done. That's it. It's that easy. We are making progress on the floors. We just ate some lunch. So we took a little break and we're feeling refueled to keep going. So I don't know how many hours it took us just to do like 5 rows.
Yeah, that first row was tough because the step is concave.
Yeah.
It wasn't a straight line, and so every time you lock a step in or lock a plank in and tap on it to secure it, it pushes another plank out. So we kind of had to lay and relay the first 3 lines.
I think now we're gonna be moving and grooving. When you're laying this floor, you do wanna account for spacing on the ends, so that way the flooring can expand and contract in the weather. We're leaving about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch gap, and just enough so that way your baseboards are gonna cover all the edges. Yeah. One thing I will say to you guys, it is so weird that our floors have been like basically white, and then now they're brown. And it feels weird. When you go, they feel really dark right now.
Feels nice.
But it's gonna be great.
Feels moody.
Feels moody.
Moody Judy.
It feels like we have real floors. It's gonna be amazing. So I'm about to tell you guys one of my favorite recent tool purchases, and it is this little Ryobi thing. It's a inflator. I think it's actually supposed to inflate like like beds, like blow-up beds. But I tell you what, I do not sometimes want to drag my air compressor out here to have air to keep blowing everything off. With the way this flooring is, it's an absolute necessity to keep this space clean because, as you guys saw from the last video and all this mess, it's just a hot mess. And even if I hook up my shop vac to this, still, it's a freaking mess. So I have resorted to this, and it's just amazing because look how powerful it is. Look at that. I can keep my workspace totally clean. Keep myself clean. This is like one of my all-time favorite little things, and it's battery powered, so I can just take it with me everywhere. It's a good sign. I'm happy to get it out of the garage. We are making so much progress. I just wanted to share one quick tip with you guys. If you haven't already noticed, when we are laying the floor, we like the end piece, like we're starting over here, we're ending over here, and a lot of times the end piece we take to start the next row. So that really helps you to reduce on the waste. So we're trying to do that as much as possible. No matter what, you're gonna end up with some waste, but just try to be mindful of that if you guys are gonna tackle this project yourself. Something that I learned recently that I have been doing wrong for my entire time of DIY is actually how I've been cutting with my miter saw. So every now and then, especially if I'm cutting really small trim, the trim will go flying or it won't cut totally smooth. And I saw this little video on Instagram the other day, and this guy was showing what happens when you cut with your miter saw a certain way. So a lot of times the way that I have cut is I will come into a board from out here. And really when you think about it, the blade spins this way. And so what happens is if you're cutting out here, you're more likely to have your piece of like your board actually flip back at you and hit you. So it's actually like, it's super unsafe. I just never thought of it that way until I saw this guy's video. So really the way he explained you should be cutting is actually into your board, more like up here. You could cut here if you wanted, but more cut into your board, not from like out here into your board. I hope that makes sense, but I thought that was like the best safety tip ever. And of course, like always wear your safety glasses. It's really easy for them to get stuck up here, you guys. And it's like, that's when something happens. So always put them on. These ones, I know I shared in a recent video on my vlog channel, and I love these so much because they're like complete protection, especially if I have my hat on, like I'm so protected. I love them. They're 10 out of 10. So anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. If you didn't know, I didn't know, but now we can all know how to be safe when using a miter saw. Our final piece.
You want to know how you piss someone off when you're doing the final piece? Is tell them that they cut it wrong.
I was like,
oh my gosh, we're off by 3 inches, but look at this. It's like the perfect fit.
It's perfect. Thank you. Look at that. Thank you very much.
You're a master cutter.
Thank you. Thank you. We make a great team.
We sure do.
We're going to end today's video here. I cannot believe how much progress we made in one day. One day! This was crazy. We got the whole living room basically done, besides the steps, okay? The steps actually, we did so much debating, and the steps have to come later.
We have a very unique situation with the steps because when doing LVP, usually the instructions and the way things are installed is on standard steps.
Like a normal staircase.
However, our steps are 2 very wide 14 to 16 foot steps that we have to come up with a solution to make sure that the seams on the bull noses are exactly straight, and that there's a difference in position on the wall between the 2 steps. So we have to make sure that when they're in place as one, and we're gonna have to custom scribe pieces. So since there's no content on that out there,
there's nothing.
We're gonna do a whole video on it because it's probably gonna take us 5 days. It's gonna be great.
No, but really. So that's definitely like future Mark and Kylie's problem. You know what I mean? That is definitely a video that we will be sure to share all the details on. I did get a couple comments from you guys already on our first video asking if we were going to be documenting this whole process. And absolutely, of course, we're going to share everything that we possibly can with you guys. So there's going to be multiple videos on this process, and I hope that you can just bear with us and hang out with us and stick with us and enjoy the journey, because it's definitely going to be a full journey to do our entire house.
Hopefully we stick with us. Who knows? We might want to quit after these floors, you know.
hopefully we'll still be married by the end. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This has actually been so much fun, and I feel like Mark and I know each other's strengths and weaknesses, right? And so we know like when we're working together how best to work together, and
yeah sure. Sure.
We had fun. It was good. So I can't believe all the progress we've already made. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know if you have any questions about the flooring, and we'll be sure to include the answers to them in another video. Please make sure that you are subscribed. We are on the road to 100K. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.